One of the major challenges that people with visual impairment face is mobility. Most of us, just like you, usually face challenges of falling down after stumbling on an obstacle or on a rugged path. Those of us who are blessed with their sight can attest to the fact that they are at least fallen once this year. I know that. Now ask yourselves, how many times, therefore, a person with visual impairment will fall down without help in a year? A few times or many times, depending on the experience of when you became blind. If you became blind at an earlier age in life, like myself, maybe you'll fall down a few times. But those who join later fall many times. However, the meaning of challenge is the demand that change can be made to rectify inadequacies or correct errors. Okay? So we recognize these challenges and confront them, and people with visual impairment confront them, recognize them appropriately, and managing to effectively deal with them is very functional. So at KSB, we really value all our partners that stand with us in the attempt to confront these challenges. So it is not possible to avoid challenges entirely, but we can confront them with confidence, and when required to do so, we can also welcome them as a lesson to all the challenges are part of our society. I am sure visual impairment is a true testimony to the tenacity and the undying spirit of human beings despite the challenges. Without attitude change, a visually impaired person might suffer a lot. What matters, therefore, is placing challenges in the appropriate categories of actions. Not all challenges deserve to be accepted. Some are trivial indeed, and some are without merit. However, an enormous number of persons with visual impairment need to be aided to minimize the risk of falling down, even when they go about their daily activities, both at home and outside. So these challenges are accepted and met like we have done today in partnership with Safaricom, iYouth Kenya, Amrita Kenya, Lions Huru Club of Nairobi, and G4S. We are sure that these challenges will become an opportunity to demonstrate our togetherness, and many of us who suffer a lot in various parts of this country and have not given up. Ladies and gentlemen, and so today we gather here in honor of all these partners for kindly donating a very important device for mobility for the children and youth who are visual impaired. We have a projection of issuing not only 15,000 white canes as I earlier thought. I have heard now we are going to 20,000 white canes across the country. Our aim is not simply to deliver. We hope that we shall be able also to replace them in case of breakages. And we can repair others where cases deserve us to do so across all the 47 counties. This is being enabled by G4S. So they have said that KSB will not only send white canes, sanitizers, and food packages to their members. When a member has a white cane that has broken down, they can send it back to KSB free of charge. Thank you very much for that gesture. At Kenya Society for the Blind, we value the use of a white cane, not only as a symbol of independence, its functional feature that allows a user to scan the environment for obstacles, also useful to us, but it is also useful when onlookers will see it, and this will allow them to identify that the user is a person with visual impairment, hence enable them to give us appropriate care. This is not the only benevolent event that Kenya Society for the Blind has been engaged in the recent past. Together with other partners like the Lions Huru of Nairobi and G4S, as I've mentioned, we have been able to send over 1,500 food packages to families with visual impairment. I wish to further express my heartfelt gratitudes on behalf of Kenya Society for the Blind, to G4S and to the Lions Huru of Nairobi for ensuring that this has been delivered successfully to most of the counties in Nairobi, including Turkana, Kwale, Kilifi, and Tana River. So, together with many others who have stood with KSB during the COVID-19 pandemic, many thanks indeed to you. And these thanks cannot even be conveyed here. One may ask, why did we choose Kilimani Primary School as a venue? And the director has rightly put it forth. What he didn't tell you that he was my teacher in 1999 when I joined this school as a pupil. And as you can see, I'm still fairly young, but through his hands I've managed to go through high school and university, and today I'm proudly addressing you. So this is a center for excellence for education of pupils with visual impairments. Therefore, the school remains a very significant place when launching this national White Cane project. I personally thank the management of this school and the board. To conclude, I would like to remind you to always remember a few things that the visually impaired people really cherish. One, keep walkways clear. Clutter is potentially dangerous, even for the sighted. And the floor can be kept clear of clothing, furniture, and anything that could necessitate us to trip down and fall. Apart from that, when offering help to blind people, kindly let them hold your shoulder, because you might have coughed on your elbows. So we will not be holding on the elbows. So kindly, Dr. Gidenji Gitai, you'll allow us to flout that rule and hold our friends on the shoulders, because WHO recommends people to cough on their elbows. And therefore, let me also, if you see a blind person on the way wanting to cross a road, just alert them that you are there to assist them cross that road. Don't take their hand and start taking them there. They will really be afraid and they'll wonder where you want to take them. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, mine is the testimony that whatever is being done here can happen, and we will make sure it happens. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
It's an amazing day, and as Dr. Shah said, we didn't think this would happen. We were actually here doing something else. We were launching something big, Safaricom, Unilever, and then we went out for lunch thereafter. And then I met the two amazing girls. Aja is still there doing what she does best, never being together with people, but you can see the energy is there trying to do what she does best. And I said, I thought this was a great idea that they had. And it wasn't just about giving the fish, it's about how do we fish together. And I think thereafter, the rest is history, as they say. It gives me great pleasure to be here with you this afternoon and to take part of a noble cause aimed towards visually impaired persons in our society. It's a journey we also began in 2018 when we launched our White Cane campaign as part of our diversity and inclusion disability agenda. Through the White Cane campaign, which we unveiled in partnership with the Kenya Union of the Blind, we kicked off a registration exercise to create a database of all blind and visually impaired persons across the 47 counties. This led to the enhancement of the registration process through what we call the USSD platform, 678 hashed. And with the help of the Kenya Union of the Blind, we have so far identified 10,000 children and youth to be issued with white canes in the next few days across the country. Thank you. And our goal and ambition is to ensure that all the blind and visually impaired individuals in this country have access to white canes. This will enable them to live and work independently, fostering their dignity and freedom. It's a human rights issue. It's not just a nice to do. The initiative is also part of a commitment Safaricom made at the Disability Summit, Global Disability Summit in London in July 2018, to mainstream disability inclusion by focusing on 3 thematic areas: elimination of stigma and discrimination, economic empowerment of persons with disability, and facilitating the availability and affordability of assistive devices and technologies. And at home, as you come closer to Safaricom, we currently have 131 people with disability, of whom 28 are visually impaired, some completely impaired, one of whom works in my own department in HR. And we believe that in mainstreaming in disability inclusion, we seek to ensure that we leave no one behind in line with the Sustainable Development Goals. Were it not for the COVID-19 pandemic, we believe that we would have had all the beneficiaries present here today. Ladies and gentlemen, the white cane is a symbol of safety, freedom, independence, and confidence. And despite the crucial role white canes provide in the mobility of the blind and the visually impaired, their access is hindered by factors such as availability and, most importantly, also affordability. And we are very happy that we've partnered with IUth Kenya and the Safaricom Foundation, represented by Dr. Gitai today, as well as other partners, including the Kenya Union of the Blind and the Kenya Society for the Blind, to facilitate the availability of these assistive devices. Together with IUth Kenya, we have availed 20,000 white canes, as you'll have heard earlier on, which the Safaricom Foundation will assist to distribute across the country. Through this initiative, Safaricom seeks to transform lives of persons with disabilities by making them appreciated, valued, and also given the opportunity to be the best they can be. Mahatma Gandhi said the greatest legacy is to enable others to be the best they can be. And what a small yet significant symbol of creating that legacy in others. And again, leaving no one behind. In future, we will plan to promote the production and maintenance of locally sourced white canes to make it easier for the blind and the visually impaired to access them. There's no reason why we should not be producing white canes in this country. We can. And it is paradoxical that with an unemployment and with our top 4 agenda items, we shouldn't prioritize this as one of the human rights items that we could do. As I conclude, at Safaricom, we are guided by our purpose of transforming lives. It's a purpose that calls on us to be reflective on the communities we serve as we address their needs and ensure that we leave no one behind. We shall continue to partner on such initiatives that seek to empower persons with disabilities and drive social inclusion. And it's the right thing to do, and also, more importantly, a human right. I thank you for your attention.